What's up all the people on the internet, my name is Milo and this is DailyPlus. Hello everyone once again and welcome back to DailyPlus, your favorite show about everything Eurovision. So today we have the last episode of DailyPlus in 2016. Yes, the Junior Eurovision season is over and there's going to be a little bit of time before the national finals really kick in. So just like last year, this show is going to be taking a break up until February, where we will start talking about the Eurovision in Kiev next year. Today I'm going to be giving you some of the Eurovision news from both last week and the week before, as we only really covered Junior Eurovision stuff in the last episode. So without further ado, let's get started. And we are starting with a little bit of worrying news, because it has been reported by local media in Ukraine that the country is indeed at risk of losing the Eurovision Song Contest, the contest that they are going to be hosting next year in Kiev. Ever since Ukraine won the Eurovision back in May of this year, a lot of people have been speculating if Ukraine will really be able to host. And so far the contest has not been an easy task for the Ukrainian broadcaster. Not only did it take months to find the right venue and city to host the Eurovision, but they've also had some problems with budget, which actually led to the general director of NTU leaving, and a new person now stepping in ready to take the task of bringing the Eurovision to Ukraine. Last week Ukrainian media then reported that the contest is so far 1 month behind schedule, and that means that the broadcaster and Ukraine could indeed be in risk of losing the contest. No final decision have been taken yet. The final decision will be taken on the 8th of December, when the General Assembly of the European Broadcasting Union will be going to Kiev to look at the final details and figure out if hosting the Eurovision in Ukraine will really be possible. Remember, this is not the first time that there's been problems with Eurovision in Ukraine. When Ukraine hosted the contest back in 2005, there was also a lot of problems and controversy. Maybe this is just another situation like that, and we will see Ukraine hosting next year. Last week we got to know two more singers for next year's Eurovision, as both the Belgian broadcaster and the Macedonian broadcaster revealed their acts. Ellie de Vax is the name of the singer who will be representing Belgium. She's also known under the artist name Blanchet, and she took part in The Voice of Belgium in the latest edition of the show. It has yet to be revealed what kind of song she will be singing and who will be behind the song. All we know is that she is now selected internally, and the Belgium French-speaking broadcaster RTBF will now be working closely with her and her team to ensure a song that can give Belgium just as great of a placing as they've had over the past couple years. This year Belgium was represented by Laura Tesoro and her song What's the Pressure, and that song managed to score 10th place in the grand final. Like I mentioned, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia also chose their singer internally, and they have revealed their singer last week as well. Jana Borseska is the name of the girl who will be singing for the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, and just like with the singer from Belgium, we don't know much about the song yet. What we do know is that the song has not been selected yet, and the broadcaster hoped the song will be able to bring a Macedonian sound while still keeping true to the Eurovision effect. Jana is a famous singer in Macedonia, and she has taken part in the Skopje Fest many times, the old national selection for the Macedonian broadcaster, and she rose to fame back in 2011 when she took part in the first and only edition of the Macedonian Idol, where she placed 6th. This year the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia was represented by Calliope and her song Dona, which sadly did not manage to get out of the semifinals and into the grand final. In the past, the St. Marie's broadcaster have been very vocal about how they think the current voting format is unfair for the country. Since San Marino don't have their own landline, it is impossible for them to have a real televote, which means that the televoting points for San Marino have been made up of other televoting points. However, the broadcaster is not aware of who's in charge of that. So they have now proposed a brand new voting system for the EBU that they hope will take place for next year's Eurovision. This special voting method will be made up of multiple people living in San Marino who would be able to vote online for their favorite songs in a very similar manner that we've seen a lot of national finals do over the past couple years. The EBU has yet to make a comment about the idea from San Marino, but it is definitely a very interesting idea, and you can find all the facts and details about it on our website esc-plus.com. This year San Marino was represented by Serhat and his song I Didn't Know. Despite being a little bit of a fan favorite of the show, the song did not manage to get out of the semifinals and into the grand final. The Finnish broadcaster Yle has now revealed the 10 acts that will be competing in this year's UMK for the ticket to Kiev for next year's Eurovision. For the past couple years there have been multiple semi-finals in the Finnish show, but this year it's very much different. Only 10 acts will be competing in the grand final this year, and there is a big diversity in the numbers. If you want to listen to all the songs taking part in this year's UMK, you can find a link to the playlist of all the songs on the screen right now, or you can check them out on our website esc-plus.com. This year Finland was represented by Sandra and her song Sing It Away, another song that did not manage to reach the grand finals and unfortunately stayed in the semis. Arguably the biggest national final of the Eurovision is Melodifestivalen. The Swedish Melodifestivalen is one of the biggest and most loved national finals in Eurovision, and we will soon be finding out who will be taking part in the 4 semifinals of next year's Melodifestivalen. On Wednesday the 30th of November we will find out all the acts competing in Melodifestivalen. A lot of rumors and speculations have been going on all over Swedish media for the past couple weeks. However, nothing is certain yet, and we will soon find out the full list of participants for next year's show. This year Sweden hosted the Eurovision Song Contest in Globen in Stockholm, and they were represented by Frans and his song If I Were Sorry, which managed to score 5th place at the grand final. And finally, we now know the dates for the very first national final for next year's Eurovision. Albania is known for holding their festival in December, and this year is no different. The 2 semifinals will be taking place on the 21st and the 22nd, and the grand final of the Albanian festival will be on December 23rd, just in time for the holiday season. The acts for this year's Albanian festival have already been revealed, and we have talked about that on the show before. However, if you aren't totally caught up to date with that, you can check out all the names on the post on our website. This year Albania was represented by Inida Tarifa and her song Fairy Tale Love, and unfortunately that was another song who didn't manage to reach the grand finals of this year's Eurovision. Well, there you go, that is all I have for DailyPlus this week, and all I have for DailyPlus this year. We've had a wonderful Eurovision year. We had a wonderful show in Stockholm in Sweden, where 42 countries took part, and we saw Ukraine winning their 2nd ever Eurovision, with Jamala and her song 1944. And just a couple weeks ago, we saw the wonderful Junior Eurovision Song Contest live from Valletta in Malta, where we saw the young Maria Mamadashvili from Georgia taking home the trophy with her song Seo. This has been a wonderful Eurovision year. What has been your favorite Eurovision moment? I would love to know it, so leave it down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching DailyPlus this year. I really hope you guys have been enjoying the show, and I hope you look forward to more DailyPlus next year. If you do, remember to leave a like and a favorite on this video, and click subscribe button to check all the awesome stuff going on right here on esc+. We have so many cool interviews from all the Eurovision events this year, so check those out if you haven't already. And while I'm gone, if you want all the latest Eurovision and Junior Eurovision news as soon as it comes out, then remember to check our website esc+.com. It's full of news, polls, and exclusive interviews, so check that out for your Eurovision fix over the holiday season. And if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing when I'm not doing DailyPlus, well then you can check out my YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/Milo. It is full of vlogs, music, and other sorts of entertainment, so check that out too if you want. But that's all I have for today. See you next year in 2017. Adios!